कामे मतिस्त्यज्यताम पापौगः परिधूयताम भवसुखे दोषोनुसंधीयताम. Papaugah paridhuyatam. Actions which hurt others, actions which give pain to others, actions which take us away from our truth, actions which are not dharmic, don't indulge in them. Keep away from them. Papaugah paridhuyatam. Bhavasuke doshonu sandhiyatam. This is the last point we saw. You have to realize the pleasure which appears to be pleasure in the beginning can be poison in the end. We love, we become a dependent, and then we lose our freedom. Any object, any relationship, any position, anything in the world looks great to have it. After having it, in the long run you turn back and see it has only pain. So we should understand that if I get something, it's not that it will be with me forever and keep giving back the same happiness forever. Objects don't have it. Therefore, after a point of time, the same object can be cause for pain. This is what we discussed. Now we go into Atmicha Vyavasiyatam Nijagriha Turnam Vinirgamyatam. Atmicha Vyavasiyatam. Consistently worship God, seek the self with consistent endeavor. Friends, our success in this path depends upon only one thing, consistency. If we are consistent, we will certainly reach. Consistency will keep us progressive. If we are consistent, we will attain our goal. Miss out on consistent, we are lost. Like yesterday I told you, pramade mrityuhu, forgetfulness is death. If we are not consistent, we are moving away. We can get distracted. There are thousands of distractions waiting, and we get trapped, miss out. So here teacher says very clearly, Shankara says very clearly, Atmicha Vyavasiyatam, be consistent. Like other day we made a commitment from the place of Kumbh that I will study Adi Shankara daily. I will introspect daily. Now if that is the pratigna you have taken, that's a kind of a vow you have taken. Be consistent. Hold on to it consistently. If you're consistent, sure results. So seek the self with consistency. Not Friday to Friday, Sunday, Sunday. Ours is 24/7. You understand? We seek God 24/7. You and I should be a seeker full time. What are you? Full-time seeker. And doing various other things. Full-time. Not casual, once in a while. No. If there's a disaster, immediately people become spiritual. If something happens, then you think, what is the use of life? When everything becomes all right, again you forget. Not that way. When someone dies, particularly, everybody around the body becomes philosophical. Big time philosophical. After 2-3 days, gone. Not that way. Those are part-time. We must seek the self consistently. Priority in life should be Atman. Everything else comes later. Nijagrihat turnam vinirgamyatam. Run away from home. Wow. Acharya Shankara has given a solution. Your house is so problematic. Very problematic. Your family members are nagging you. Very much. You have too much loan everywhere. Oh yes, sir. Do people like you? Nobody likes me. Run away. Nijagrihat turnam vinirgamyatam. Escape from home. That's the meaning. What does he mean by escape from home? Home is a place where you are attached. Move away from attachment. It's not home as such. It is to move away from attachment. Home is a place where we feel secured. So if you go to a new place and you're a little uncomfortable, people, to make you relax, they say, be at home. Isn't it? Be at home. Please be free. You feel you're at home, you feel at your place, be secured. Home is a place where we find ourselves well secured. That's a place where we feel secured. We go back to that because we want to feel secured. That feeling and truth can't get along. You should break that security. Then you get to God. Because you have dropped. There was one young man walked into a exhibition and different stalls were there, food stall, toys, books, different. And one shop was truth. Truth. Shop called Truth. Truth shop. So he was looking at it for a while. Should I enter or not? Truth shop. He entered. Truth. Satyam. Went in. Truth. The lady on the counter looked at him and said, you want truth? You came here to buy truth? What kind of truth you want? Full truth? Part truth? Full truth? What kind of truth you want? Whole truth. Give me whole truth. She went, picked up a packet, gave, and in the packet there is a price tag. You understand? Price tag. What is the price you pay? Since he's got the truth, he said, what should I pay? The price tag said, your security. Think. Give your security. You have truth for yourself. Sat Chit Ananda. That which never undergoes any change in all three periods of time. That is truth. If we want that, give up security. We try to be too secured for everything and not ready to let go. Holding on to the secured, strings pull us down. We can't move forward. The known is very comfortable. We get attached to the known. Not ready to step into unknown. Something unknown. No, I don't want to venture. Why? I feel secured in known. Too much attached to the known. Too much attached to feeling secured. We can never get the truth. This is a very daring adventure. Trying to go to yourself, to find your own self, to understand who you are, is a very, very daring adventure. It is not ordinary. Climbing a Everest mountain is so easy compared to this. Swimming across few channels are very easy. Deep sea diving, skydive, can't be compared to this adventure. This is the greatest adventure, seeking yourself. Why? At some point you have to lose yourself. Think. Losing something is okay. At one point of time, I have to lose myself. The I has to die. I have to let go that I. What I think I am, I have to let go. For that, if I keep secured always, feel secured always, then we cannot. So when Shankaracharya says here, Nijagrihat Turnam Vinirgamyatam, become free from the home, escape from the bondage of home, means escape from this feeling of secured. We should be fine wherever we go, not just in one space, we call it our own home. Why I feel secured there? No. Walk anywhere and you should feel secured. Walk anywhere, you should be free. With the known people, you should be fine. With absolutely unknown, you should be fine. If you have to spend 3 days with the Nagas, you should be fine. Fine. What is wrong in that? No, secured. Venture into the unknown. So this feeling of home is that feeling of security. That and truth doesn't go together. If you are willing to let go that off, we are at the threshold of truth. So that anecdote is powerful. When it says, I want whole truth, pay, give your security. Take it. It's yours. Realization is yours if you are willing to let go that secured feeling. Go stand there to the open. Nijagriha Turnam Vinirgamyatam. This is what Shankara says. Escape from this bondage of home means this bondage of feeling secured.
Sangasatsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktir dridhadhiyatam shantyadif parichiyatam dridhataram karmashu santyajyatam sadvidvanupasrupyatam pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam brahmaikaksharamardhyatam shruti shiro vakyam samakarnyatam.
Sangastastu vidhiyatam. Seek the companionship of people of wisdom. Wise people, sangasastu. Spend time with people who are established in the truth. That would be rare. If that is not available, the next best we can have. Spend time with the people who are seeking the truth. These two. The best would be to be with someone who has understood the truth. Brahmanishta, Shrotriya. If we can be in their companionship, that is the most benefiting. It is powerful, it makes a deep impact, the inspiration becomes contagious, our determination to seek becomes very strong in the presence of a master. But those masters are rare. Not that we find them every day. They are rare. And the next best for us would be in the companionship of all those who are seeking. When you are in that kind of a companionship in satsang, your time, what you spend, your discussion, the topics you talk, all would be related to that. When professors of mathematics, when they meet, mathematics club, they will talk maths. Physicists, when they meet, they'll talk physics. That's the club, association. When seekers meet, we will discuss Adhyatmik. We will discuss how to go up. So spending time in satsang is very important. So 3 levels we will look into satsang. First, in the presence of a great master. who knows the truth. Second, in the presence of seekers. Third, in the presence of books which talk about truth. These three are satsang. The three. Be it enlightened master, be it seekers, be it books. Daily spend some time with them. Satsang. It is greatly benefiting. If you can be together, like you have a groups here called Shankar Dut, constructive discussion. Seekers trying to move. Presence of a master with the books. Spend time on these three. They will have a great benefit to you. Satsangastu vidiyatam. The benefit is beyond. As Shankara says in Bhaja Govindam, Satsangatve Nisangatvam. The power of attachment is very deep. If we have to get free from the worldly attachments, Satsang is the most powerful one. Satsang will help us with strength. Satsang will empower us with Vairagya. Vairagya, dispassion, detachment. Satsang empowers you with detachment. When we get detached, we play with the world. When we are attached, we indulge in the world and we suffer. When we are detached, the world is a playground. You go there, play, no attachment. Satsangatve nisangatvam. Nisangatve nirmohatvam. When there is detached, we see the moha falling down. The thick veil, the fog, the screen slips down. Nirmohatve. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. Once that moha becomes thinner, we establish in truth. Nischalatatvam. Unshakable truth. Nischalatatve jivan mukti. We get liberated while living. This is again a very important aspect of Sanatan Dharma. Nischalatatve jivan mukti. You get liberated while living. It is experiential. It's not after death. It is not a posthumous reward. It is not a non-verifiable reward. It cannot be verified while living. Jivan Mukti, you verify it while living. Let this be very clear. Imagine the difference. You know the truth when you are alive. When this body, when you are alive, you will know the truth. Not it is a promise after death. It is not a posthumous reward. So what does satsang do? Satsang gives you jivan mukti. Satsangatve nisangatvam. Nisangatve nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. Nischalatatve jivan mukti. Liberation while living. This is a very important point. It's not a promise made after death. Our Shastras are verifiable. It's not a hope or faith after death. It is verifiable while living. So he says, Sanga sastu vidiyatam bhagavato bhaktir dridadiyatam. Bhagavator bhaktir dridadiyatam. Be firm in your devotion to the Lord. Bhagavato bhakti. Bhakti, love. Love for the Lord. Dridha, be firm in it. Very simple. Love for the Lord, be firm in it. Love for things lower is attachment. Love for equals is friendship. Love for the higher is bhakti. Lower it is attachment. Equals it is friendship. Towards the higher it is devotion. Love for the Lord is the highest type of love. And love is the motivating force. Biggest motivating force is love. The greatest persuasive force a person has ever experienced is love. It can push us to do what we want. Persuasive. So here the teacher tells us, be firm in that devotion to the Lord. Bhaktir, Drida, Bhagavato. Towards the Lord, be firm in your devotion. Let's look at it this way. This can help you. Pay attention. When you have to introduce yourself to anybody who you are, probably you will say first your name, maybe your qualification, or the profession you come from, or the family you come from. Or if you, let us say, you are a mother of 2 children, you will say, I'm so-and-so, I'm a mother having 2 kids. I'm a businessman doing this work. We introduce ourselves this way. I am this, this, this. You know what is bhakti? Very simple. I am a devotee who is a mother. I am a devotee who is a father. I am a devotee who is a businessman. I am a devotee who is a soldier. I am a devotee first. You make this shift, it's a sacred shift. I am this, 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 and a devotee. Sorry. I am a mother who is also a devotee. No. I am a devotee who is a mother. A devotee being a mother is completely different. And the motherly work would be very beautiful because a devotee is performing motherly duties. A devotee is performing fatherly duties. A devotee is performing child's duties. Completely different from a child who's performing parents' duties. No. A child who's a devotee performing duties, that duty will have an extra charm. So shift your identity. If you have to tell yourself, I'm a seeker first. First priority in my life is seeking bhakti. That is Drida. Who are you? I'm a seeker. And what else do you do? I'm a seeker working in a corporate firm. I'm a seeker who's playing a sport. I'm a seeker who's studying in a university. I'm a seeker who's doing all that. You understand? Did you get this, what I'm trying to tell you? This shift. I'm a seeker first. Then other roles. Job is done. Now through the eyes of seeker, you will see everything. This is called devotion. Ananyas chintayanto mam means only this. Your priority is God. All other roles happen. You don't neglect any other role, but you have identified yourself as a devotee. Heart. Heart. In Vedanta, heart is not the blood pumping heart. When we say heart, we don't mean the blood pumping heart in Vedanta. What is heart? In the cave of your heart, for you to understand, let's say young revolutionaries, when India was under the colonial rule, like Chandrasekhar Azad, Bismil, Bhagat Singh, young people. What was in their heart? If you open it up, what was there in their heart? The core of them, what was the core of Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad? Freedom, freedom, freedom. Patriot, patriot, revolutionary, working for freedom. Everything else is superficial. That is the core of their heart. That's why when they were whipped, they were screaming Vande Mataram. You understand? Veer Savarkar, you whip him. What came out was Vande Mataram. He has to pull the job of a bulls. He was doing it, and they whipped him. What he said at every lash was Vande Mataram. The core of his heart was that. Now, what is in the core of your heart? What is the core of you? What sits there deep inside you? What is the core? When you turn and look, what is the core in you? Something should be there, no? The most central part of your life. Take that away and then you don't consider your life. Each one has something or other as their core. In the deep inside you, what is your core? Whatever, let it be. Shift it. Make devotion the core. Seeking the core. Then you become a seeker who is studying. A seeker who is serving. A seeker who is doing daily duties. A seeker doing duties. A devotee doing daily duties is completely different. One shift, the sacred shift. I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a teacher, shift. What is that shift? I'm a devotee who is a mother. I'm a devotee who is a teacher. I'm a seeker who is working in a corporate world. This shift happens. That is called Bhakti Irthirudi. That means in your life, the core has become the Lord, not anything else. In the core of you, in the heart of you, you are a devotee. That means you have chosen God as your highest priority. So the teacher tells us, be established in firm devotion to the Lord. Shantyadhi parichiyatam dridataram karma susantechatam. Shantyadi ityadi. Shanti, peace. Values like Shanti, Santosha, contentment. The values which are there in the Gita. Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantir, Arjavam. Maitra Karuna Evacha, Adveshta Sarvabhutana, Maitra Karuna Evacha. These are the values, etc. He has used the word etc., but the first word Shankara chose here is Shanti, peace, content. I went and I said, good morning, Hari Om. That guy turned that side and walked away. Gone. Someone did not smile, happiness gone. Do you value happiness? That you lose it so quickly? Do you actually value it? Shanti, peace. Do you value it? If you value it, you will protect it. You will not lose it. You will not allow someone to take it away from you. You will not get triggered by others. Why? You value it, you will not lose it. Value contentment. Value peace. Value balance of mind. They are very, very precious. Money, you can get it today. They are not quite easy to get. Balance of mind, value it. Shanti, I'll stay calm, peaceful, value it. I'll stay content, value it. Don't allow the world to trigger it away from you. Constant triggers can be in the world and you may lose your happiness. Don't lose it. Value it. In Tamil Nadu, near Salem, one district, you know emerald, the stone emerald? They had the biggest size. Huge. It will go into billions if you have to sell it. The size of the emerald was huge. They keep it in a locker. And I was traveling that side. I was stationed there. And so they said, Swamiji, you want to see the biggest emerald? I said, show me. Come home. Then people in guns came. A jeep came. It was taken from the locker. Came, kept, opened, and then they showed. Again, you saw, very nice. 10, 15 minutes, they're taking it back. Close it, pack it, lock it, take it to the locker, keep it safe. Safe. Your happiness is safe? Do you lock it? Do you protect it? Do you protect your peace? Please be protector of your peace. You are happy, protect it. You are happy, keep it, protect it, don't lose it. Someone did not smile, someone said something did not happen. I was not appreciated. God. I did so much, but no appreciation. Happiness gone. You didn't find joy in doing. You depend upon appreciation for the work. Can never be happy that way. You should enjoy what you're doing, and there the joy comes. If appreciation follows, fine. But you are already happy doing the good work. So Shanti, Ityadi, the values like virtues like Shanti, protect them. Don't give it up. Don't lose it so quickly. Just like that. It should not go. You will be happy, I'm telling you. If you make sure that this value I will not lose, I will hold on to it, you will stay happy. Shantyadi. Why? For a seeker, this is very important. Balance of mind is absolutely important for a seeker. Swami Tapovan Maharaj, my guru's guru, Tapovan Maharaj, in one of his letters to a devotee, he has said, balance of mind is moksha. What a powerful statement. Balance of mind is moksha. Not allowing yourself to be disturbed. You stay steady there. You are there already at the threshold of realization. Don't get imbalanced. Stay balanced. Yes, now and then we can go. It's not possible always not to be triggered. The world can trigger, something or other can happen. We may lose our balance. Oscillated. Get back quickly, bounce back. Bounce back quickly to that same mind. Shanti is a value I have. Balance of mind is a value I have. Santushta is a value I have. Bounce back. Come back to that. Yes, I went down, I come back. Now and then it is possible that one can go off. But get back quickly. Get back quickly. So this bouncing back is very important. If you have lost your balance, bounce back. Don't worry how many times you lose. The very fact that you are bouncing back will reduce the frequency of losing your balance. Now that's a progress. The frequency of losing your balance, when that reduces, that is progress. So Acharya says here, don't lose these values. You hold on to them, you will stay happy. Remember I told you, meditation is 24 hours, what Gurudev said. Means how I live today, my meditation tomorrow depends upon how I lived today. Today, learn to live with values. Don't give up your peace. Don't give up your happiness. Don't allow something in the world to make you unhappy. Tell yourself, I'm not going to allow these. That way, if you are more peaceful, tomorrow your prayer would be more deeper, more intense. think. So here the teacher says, cultivate virtues such as Shanti, etc. Avoid all desire-ridden actions. Karma susam tyajatam. Egocentric actions, give up. Egocentric. Selfish actions, give up. It's not action. We cannot give up action. Everyone has to act. Even maintenance of the body is done through activity. So when a master tells us give up action, what he means is give up those actions which are selfish. See, for a student like Arjuna, Krishna guided him, give up karma phala. You understand? Perform action, give up karma phala. The Arjuna was a student of that type. So Krishna has to guide him, saying, hey Arjun, give up karma phala. Karma karo. Karma phala you give up. This was Krishna's advice. There is another Gita, a beautiful text called Rama Gita, written by Maharishi Vyas, Ved Vyas. He has written this book called Rama Gita. This is like a post-graduation level of study. The student here is Lakshmana, not Arjuna, Lakshmana. Lakshmana asks few questions to Rama. When? After serving Ram 14 years in the forest, after being with Ram, so Lakshmana asks few questions. You know what Ram advises him? Drop action. Not drop fruits of action. Arjuna, drop fruits of action. Lakshmana, advanced, already served. Now drop action. So for a seeker of that type, drop action. Body level actions will continue. Drop actions. You don't take new initiatives, you stop for them. For people like you and I, drop selfish action. At Arjuna level, drop selfish action. At Lakshmana level, drop action. So at our level, drop selfish action. In reality, the distance between us and God is our selfishness. That's the truth. The distance between me and divinity, divinity is inside, but it's not my experience. It is theory, it's information that divinity is within, but not experiential. The experiential distance from information to transformation depends upon our selfishness. How selfish I am, that far I am from divine. Reduce selfishness, closer to divine. No selfishness, you are divine. So teacher tells us here, give up selfish actions. Oh, it's hard to give up selfish actions. I agree. It is not easy to drop selfishness because we're desire-ridden. What can you do? What can you do? Commit more to selfless action. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. You can't get out of selfishness easily. Selfishness will be consistently chasing you. Because we are what we are. So what should I do? Commit to selfless action. Every selfless work properly performed will start reducing selfishness. And the joy you can get from a selfless work is much nobler, much deeper, much larger than the pleasure you get from a selfish work. The joy which comes from selfless work is deep, intense. And here is a field for all of us to serve. To serve what? To serve vision of a great man. To serve the cause, not the effect. Serving the effect is easy. To serve the cause, great opportunity. If you are very keen on Antakarna Shuddhi, the mind of ours must be cleansed. Antakarna Shuddhi. Without Antakarna Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhi, progress is not possible. For Chitta Shuddhi, selfless work is very important. So, if you can commit to selfless work, every week I will give this much time for this particular cause. Wherever I am, I will do this. That way, on weekly basis, daily basis if possible, on a weekly basis, wherever you are, serve this cause. Serving a cause itself is inspiring. And serving Advaitic cause is absolutely inspiring. And a field is provided to do it. That way we can transcend selfishness. The distance between you and God is your selfishness. Every selfless work is divine, pure. And we must be grateful when we get an opportunity to serve. We must be grateful. Thank you, God, for giving this opportunity to serve. I'm extremely grateful to you. Sadhu Vaswani, the saint, was in Pakistan when it was not divided, when we were Akhanda Bharat. Then he came to Pune and he settled. Sadhu Vaswani. Brilliant man. Lived beautiful Vedantic life. He said, and I want you to remember what he said. The reward of service is more service. Remember that. The reward of service is more service. When you perform a seva for a cause, what is the reward? More opportunities to serve will be the reward. Why? More opportunities to cleanse, more opportunities to become divine, more opportunities to seek God, get closer. The reward of service is more service. We have this opportunity, let's use it well. Every day, make some commitment to serve, wherever you are. I'll stop here now, sit quietly. Don't spread out. Don't touch one another. Gently close your eyes. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Slowly open your eyes.